Welcome back, Cowboys Nation. We've got some serious news about the trade deadline, Jerry Jones' three-word statement that's going viral, and the rise of Jalen Tolbert in the Cowboys offense. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any breaking news. Your support is key to helping us reach our goal of 12,000 subscribers, and we'd love to have you join the Cowboys News TV family. Let's get into it. Jerry Jones' latest trade deadline statement is making waves, and not just for its content, but for how straightforward it is. During a fiery interview on 105.3 The Fan, where Jones let his frustrations spill over, he also dropped a three-word bomb about the Cowboys' plans before the November 5th NFL trade deadline, not thinking that. That's right, folks, not thinking that. In a moment where fans were hoping for a splash move, Jerry just made it clear the Cowboys aren't planning on being active. So, what does that mean for the team moving forward? Does this all but confirm the whispers that Dallas is planning a major salary cap-fueled remodel after this season? Stick around as we unpack the implications. Why no trade activity? We've been hearing for months that this year's Cowboys squad is keeping their eyes on 2025, potentially hinting at a big reset. But why the inaction now, when the team is sitting at a shaky 3-3? Some fans are screaming for trades to fix the roster ahead of some tough upcoming matchups against the 49ers, Eagles, and Commanders. So, Cowboys Nation, we want to know, do you think standing pat at the trade deadline is the right call? Or should Jerry and the front office pull the trigger on a big move? Let us know in the comments if you think a major trade is what this team needs, or if you're okay with rolling the dice for the rest of the season. Pause for interaction. Take a second to vote in the poll. Should the Cowboys trade before the deadline or stay the course? Speaking of the rest of the season, one player who has made the most of his opportunity is wide receiver Jalen Tolbert. Tolbert's journey from a quiet rookie year to becoming a key offensive weapon has been one of the few bright spots this season. He's been grinding behind the scenes, learning from veteran Brandon Cooks, and it's paying off big time. Let's break down his numbers: 24 receptions, 290 yards, and 2 touchdowns through 6 weeks. Compare that to last year, where he barely made an impact, and you see the growth. 2 games with 80-plus yards, 2 games with 40-plus. Consistency is the name of the game for Tolbert in 2024. Coach Robert Prince saw this coming, saying it's no surprise that Tolbert is thriving. What do you guys think? Could Tolbert be the Cowboys' long-term solution at number 2 receiver? Engage the audience, hit the comments and tell us, has Jalen Tolbert earned your trust as a reliable target in this offense? And what grade would you give his performance so far? Drop your thoughts below. Now, let's be real, while Jalen Tolbert's rise is great news, relying on him as the Cowboys' number 2 wide receiver might not be what fans were hoping for this year. The team is in the middle of a transition, and as exciting as Tolbert's development is, it doesn't erase the bigger question marks hanging over this roster. Will the Cowboys make a playoff push with their current lineup, or will 2024 be a year where we just have to sit back and watch the young players develop? For some of us, it might be more exciting to focus on what players like Tolbert are building for the future, rather than holding out hope for a trade that might never come. And if the Cowboys are keeping their powder dry for 2025, as Jerry Jones and insiders have suggested, Tolbert might just be one of the cornerstones of that future. After the bye week, the Cowboys have a gauntlet ahead of them, 5 games in 5 weeks against some of the toughest teams in the league. We're talking the 49ers, Falcons, Eagles, Texans, and Commanders. These matchups will put the Cowboys' current roster to the test and, more specifically, Jalen Tolbert's ability to keep producing. But before we dive into that, it's your turn. Will the Cowboys come out of the bye week ready to shock the league? Or are we looking at a stretch that could define this season as a year of rebuilding? Comment below and share your predictions. If you enjoyed today's breakdown, make sure you subscribe to our channel and click that notification bell. We're on the road to 12,000 subscribers, and your support means the world to us. Join Cowboys News TV for all the latest updates, player highlights, and insider news. You don't want to miss out, especially with the trade deadline, tough games ahead, and the rise of future stars like Jalen Tolbert. Now, let's take a closer look at what Jerry Jones not thinking that really means. It's a subtle yet significant statement that aligns with the bigger picture we've been hearing about for months. Jerry is essentially confirming what Cowboys insiders have been speculating. The team is more focused on a long-term strategy than a short-term solution. For years, Jerry has been known to pull off bold moves at the trade deadline, but this year, it's different. The front office seems to be looking past 2024 and into 2025 for their next big swing. It's all about keeping cap space flexible and preparing for what could be a significant roster overhaul. So, what does that mean for this season? Well, it's likely that the Cowboys won't make any moves to shake up their roster, even if that frustrates fans who feel this team needs a spark. Now, what's your take? Do you think this long-term vision will pay off, or do you feel like the Cowboys are missing an opportunity to compete right now? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe and help us hit that 12,000 subscriber mark. The timing of Jerry's statement is interesting, especially with the bye week here. This is typically the time when NFL teams assess their rosters and decide whether to make trades or adjustments. For the Cowboys, though, it seems like they're taking a different approach. Instead of making big moves, they're choosing to rely on the guys they already have, like Jalen Tolbert. But does this mean the Cowboys believe they can win with this roster? Or are they simply holding back because of their bigger vision for 2025? The next 5 weeks will tell us a lot about where this team is headed. With tough matchups against the 49ers, Eagles, and Commanders, the Cowboys are entering a critical stretch. This will be a test of whether this roster can truly compete, or if it's time to start thinking ahead to next year. Alright, Cowboys Nation, it's time for another poll. With the trade deadline approaching, we want to know what you think. Should the Cowboys stay put and focus on building for 2025, or should they make a big move to try and compete this year? Vote in the poll and share your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters to us, and we love hearing what you have to say. Let's get back to Jalen Tolbert for a moment. If Jerry and the front office are serious about not making any big trades, players like Tolbert are going to have to step up in a big way. And so far, he's proven that he's capable. His chemistry with Dak Prescott has grown, and he's becoming a go-to option in clutch moments. That game-winning touchdown against the Steelers was a huge moment, not just for Tolbert, but for the entire Cowboys offense. But the question remains, can Tolbert continue to deliver as the pressure mounts? With the tough games ahead, defenses will be keying in on him more and more. This is his chance to prove that he can be more than just a solid contributor. Can he be a game changer for this team? We'd love to hear what you think, Cowboys Nation. Do you believe Jalen Tolbert has what it takes to elevate his game even further? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you're excited about the future of this Cowboys offense. As we head into the bye week, it's the perfect time for the Cowboys to regroup and figure out their identity. We've seen flashes of brilliance on both sides of the ball, but consistency has been the issue. Can the defense tighten up against the run? Can the offense find a rhythm and stop turning the ball over? These are the big questions heading into Week 7. Now, we know that this team has the talent to compete with anyone, but the execution has to be there. With guys like Jalen Tolbert stepping up, there's hope that this team can pull it together and make a run. But it's going to take a collective effort from the entire roster, and that starts with how they use this bye week to their advantage. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you guys, what do you think the Cowboys need to focus on most during this bye week? Is it improving the run defense, cutting down on turnovers, or maybe getting the offense more balanced? Let's get a conversation going in the comments, and while you're down there, make sure to hit that subscribe button. We're getting closer to our goal of 12,000 subscribers, and every new subscriber helps us grow the Cowboys News TV community. To close things out, it's clear that the Cowboys are looking ahead to the future, and Jerry Jones' statement all but confirms it. Whether that future includes major changes to the roster or coaching staff, only time will tell. But one thing's for sure, players like Jalen Tolbert are giving us a reason to be excited about what's to come. The next few weeks will be a real test for this team, but if they can pull together, there's still hope for a playoff push. And if not, well, we'll all be here watching closely as the Cowboys gear up for a bigger, better 2025. Thanks for watching, Cowboys Nation. Make sure to subscribe, leave a comment with your thoughts on the trade deadline, and we'll catch you in the next video.